So welcome to Doing Stuff Outdoors. What are we doing today? Well, we're going to work indoors today because yesterday we probably got over an inch of rain and I just can't stand to sit still sometimes. So I've got a little project here that I'm wanting to do in the garage. And I've always wanted to make my own chainsaw chain. So I'm going to start setting up a station to make chainsaw chain with. I bought a roll of chain a while ago. I've just been busy. Haven't ever got around to setting this chain making station up. And I think today is going to be a good day to get this thing set up so I can start making my own chains. Now, there's a funny story that goes along with this. And if you watch some of my previous videos, I have an Oregon 620-120 chainsaw grinder for sharpening chainsaw chains. And I bought that back in 2019 and started sharpening my own chains to save money. And over the past 6 years, I have paid for that sharpener 3 times over. I sharpen chains for family members and things like that too. So the funny part of it was I was also looking at Oregon chain breakers, chain spinners, and I had those 2 items in my shopping cart, or I left them in my shopping cart. Never moved them to like a wish list. And you know how things just happen sometimes. I didn't plan on buying them, but a couple weeks goes by and my youngest daughter comes to me and asks me if she can get on my Amazon account. She was wanting to buy something. I mean, this has been 6 years ago. I can't even hardly remember. But she was about 17 or 18 at the time. And well, those 2 items were still in my cart, the chain spinner and the chain breaker. Next thing I know, after she buys her item, I've got a chain breaker and a chain spinner showing up at home. I guess I'm in the chain making business. Wasn't ready to be, but now I am 6 years later. So kind of a funny story. We laugh about that one quite a bit all the time. But anyway, let me show you what I got going on here. We'll unbox the spinner and the breaker. And I also bought a guide to use to kind of lay the chain out to break it with the correct amount of drive links. Oregon makes that as well. And instead of counting the drive links. So I'll kind of show you how I'm going to set this up and we'll go from there. Okay, so here's what I have in the boxes. Chain breaker comes in one box, chain spinner comes in another. So we're going to open up the chain breaker first and kind of see what we got. I haven't had these open in 6 years, so I don't even know if everything is actually there. So again, this is an Oregon 245 48B. I'll leave a link in the description of the chain breaker part number. Like I said, I bought it off of Amazon. So we got an instruction manual, which, you know, we'll read that later. So in this bag here, it looks like we got the anvil to break the chain with. And there's two different punch sizes as well. So it looks like we've got the anvil for the different, to lay the chain in for the different sizes to break it. And like I said, this will do 3/8, 3/25, 1/4 inch, and looks like 404. So it'll do all the different types of chain and stuff, chain sizes. Here's the extra punch. And it depends upon what what type of chain you're breaking, what you're doing with it. I think they also make a punch for sprocket replacement on bars where the sprocket or the tip is riveted into the bar, and you can break those rivets as well. But I don't think that tip is included with this. Got the handle. Wouldn't surprise me if it's already rusting. And we got the breaker itself. And I can tell these things are going to have to be permanently attached somewhere. Breaker itself, one of the punches is already in it. I think you get a spare. One of them's just a spare to in case you break one. So, but yeah, it's so easy. I think I could figure out how to assemble it, because that basically just sets in there like so. Okay. So when you're ready to break your chain, you'll put it in the appropriate spot on this anvil, and then line up the rivets, push it down. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, we'll set this out of the way. Open up the chain spinner box. The chain spinner is a 245-49B, and again, I'll leave a link for this one in the description as well. Instructions. Like for right now, I'll just put my breaker instructions in there. Don't know why. It came in a plastic bag. And we got spinner handle, spinner, so there's two different tips for the spinner. There's an A and a B. Again, very dependent upon what size chain you're you're spinning back together. And this is the B that I have right here. So I'm guessing that the A is in the spinner already. And then, like I said, we got the handle that goes up against this, I believe. Basically, here's the spinner. So you put the chain in here, like so, and like I said, you bolt this down. Chain in here, and the handle, it's got two handles, a B handle and a B adapter for spinning different types of chain, different sizes of chain. I'll look that up and let you know when I get ready to actually make some change. Then it looks like the A handle and the spinner is already in there, ready to go. So once you get your chain in there, and you'll figure out how much you got to tighten this. And you just spin it. Obviously, when I get done with it, it'll be hanging over the edge of the bench, and you tighten it as you spin it until you get the rivet smashed down on the master link. So. Pretty straightforward process. I like it. I like it. So there's one more part to this, and I'll show you that. Slide this out of the way. And that's going to be this right here. Oregon also sells this. If you're going to make quite a bit of chain, you might consider doing this. And this is going to be my goal one day, is to make quite a bit of chain. And it's a scale. You pretty much know, like if you're making a 20-inch chain, 3/8 pitch, that it's 72 drive links. Well, I have a hard enough time counting to 10 without messing up. So I went ahead and bought this gauge. And this gauge comes in 3 sections. You'll lay it out like so. Onto a workbench. So if I had a 3/8 chain, so 3/8 and 3/8 low profile, you can see the gauge would start at 36 drive links. And if I wanted to go to 72, 72 is right here. So the idea behind this is you would start 2 feet that way of this gauge and have, like, I plan on using finishing nails to hook the chain onto, and then as you pull the appropriate size chain across the gauge, you don't have to count the drive links. Okay? So that's how that's supposed to work. And again, I'll show this in more detail kind of once I get everything together and I start making my first chain. So now I'm not gonna, these are adhesive, the back. I'm not going to stick them on my counter here because they would just get tore up. So what I plan on doing, I got some 1/4 inch scrap plywood that I'm going to cut approximately 6 inches strips, and then I will stick these to this, and then I can just lay these out when I'm ready to use them. And along with I'll have an extra piece that won't have anything on it that'll have the finishing nails in it as pins to hook the chain on. So I'll bring you along on that process as well. So that's going to be all for this video. Thanks for sticking around. Hope you enjoy this kind of content, and if you do, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and share with your friends. Thanks for watching, and have a super fantastic day.